do we think, brothers, we can be disconnected from God that we came out of and win? We cannot win disconnected from the thing we came out of. Believers should be walking around with that boldness. I wasn't built to preach. I've made my mind up, and I encourage you to make your mind up to trust God till the wheels fall off. And then if the wheels happen to fall off, I'ma still trust God to replace the wheels or repair the wheels. And if God don't give me new wheels, I'ma trust God for some wings. But I'm not gonna stop trusting God. Go right into the word of God. You can be seated for a second because I want to walk you to the text. I want to actually walk you to the text. We are now in the second week of this May series, the I Series. And I told you on last week the reason this series is entitled the I Series, because I need you to look in the mirror and take accountability and responsibility of your territory, of your life. We've been playing the blame game too long. We've been blaming mama and daddy. We've now become habitual Trump blamers. But the reality of it is, the same delay you are in right now, you were going through the same delay with a black man in the White House. So who's in the White House is really not your most vicious problem. Your most vicious problem is who's in your house. So we gotta deal this morning, this month with the I Series, because until you take responsibility for your status, it's never going to really improve. You gotta walk in accountability, and that's not a cuss word for this generation. You have to walk in accountability. We no longer want to walk in accountability. We want to always shift the blame to somebody else, when the reality of it is, whatever's going to happen in my life, at the end of the day, it's going to be based on what I put into my life. When I wake up in the morning, I got to wake up knowing that God created this day, God tailor-made this day, and God gave me breath and ability to make the best out of this day. So you can wind your day through, or you can make your mind up, I'm going to win because I'm serving a God who's put a win inside of me. And last week we told you the first step is you must believe. You must believe everything, and you cannot get around spiritual revelation and spiritual foundation. Everything starts with what you believe. Everything restarts with what you believe. If you believe you can, you're headed in the right direction. But if you believe you can't, you're also correct, because if you believe you can't, you won't. And the problem is, if you allow the devil, you allow Satan to play tricks with your mind to convince you that some stuff God said about you is an error. But if God said that about you and you believe that's an error, you're saying God is a liar, and you're denying God of omnipresence and omnipower. And I refuse to give the devil any power when I serve a God who created this world. And if God created this world, he surely has the power to navigate me through this world. Amen. So today I want to present you with another opportunity to change your mind and believe what God said about you to be absolute truth, and believe your way out. So either you will believe your way in or believe your way out. Okay. All right. That increase on your job, you believe your way into it or believe your way out of it. Amen. Successful marriage, you believe your way into it or believe your way out of it. Your children's future and destiny, you either believe it or you will believe out of it. The Bible puts it like this. There was this man in the Gospels, the four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And this man, he was a father. I know it's Mother's Day, but this man was a father, and his son was demonic. His son had a demonic spirit that would throw him in the fire and throw him in the water. The demonic spirit was trying to torture him and kill him. And if you're not careful, if you realize, and mothers really can relate to them, that there is a demonic spirit that's trying to kill all of our boys in this generation. So the fire would try to consume him and burn him, or the water would try to drown him, yet God kept bringing him out of everything he was going through. So this father, this desperate father, finally gets his son to the disciples, to the church. The disciples represent the church. He gets his son to the church, but the church is not able to help his son because the church got too many games going on within itself. So the son is still demonic, even though he's in the right place at the right time. He remains remains the money. So the man now finally encounters Jesus, and he asks Jesus, can you save my boy? If you're willing, can you save my boy? And Jesus responds to him in a very direct fashion. And Jesus says to him, and I need you to listen to this morning, as if Jesus is talking directly to you in your situation, in your stuff. Listen, Jesus tells the Father, I can only do it according to what you believe I can do for you. You missed that. You missed that. Jesus. Okay, watch it. Jesus who went to his homeboy's Lazarus' grave, and Lazarus had been dead for 3-4 years, and 3-4 days. And Jesus says, Lazarus, come out of there. And Jesus overcame the death of Lazarus. And Lazarus came out, and they ended up going to dinner together, chilling. Jesus had that much power. Jesus shows up, and there were some people that are hungry, about 5,000 men, not counting their children and women, and they were hungry. And Jesus take 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread and feed everybody, and then break enough off to give the disciples a lunch basket to take back home with them. That kind of Jesus. That's why Jesus, who was asleep at the bottom of a boat, and a storm broke out, and Jesus got up, wiped the mat of his eyes, said, peace be still, and the water and the winds obeyed his voice. That same Jesus who went to a wedding, and they ran out of wine, and Jesus takes a bottle of water and turns it into a gallon of wine. That kind of Jesus who gives sight to the blind, that kind of Jesus who calls lame men to walk again, that kind of Jesus, he says, but I'm limited in my ability to help you based on your belief system. Good God Almighty. It's not that he can't, but he won't. If you don't believe, he can. So if you're saying my prayers are going unanswered, maybe you're praying in unbelief. Because the Father now comes to reality. The Father, Jesus, help me with my unbelief. And this generation of believers should be crying out, Lord, help me with my unbelief, because I'm sick and tired of coming up short. I'm sick and tired of not having enough. So maybe if you check your belief system, maybe you only believing for a little. Faith to believe for a loaf of bread, a slice of bread, or a whole bread store. It all takes faith. Amen. So Jesus tells this man, according to your faith, I can. Every seat shall be filled in every location according to your faith. The people of God shall be rich and flowing in prosperity according to their faith. The body of Christ shall be healthy and a vast mass army according to their faith. The children of the church shall rise up and be great according to their parents' faith. See, after we get to believing right, and then we have to start declaring right. Amen.